What's happening, everybody? It is Thursday night. It is time for Thrifty Business with J and A. And for this week, I am Tampa J. And she, as always, is
Philly Nay. Hi, everybody.
And actually, I'm in St. Pete. The St. Pete J didn't sound so good. So Tampa J sounded way better. So we're going with Tampa J tonight. I am on the road. I'm in our guest house tonight. So I want to thank them for having me. And they will be our audience for now. And then they will be on the show at the usual halfway mark. And we always start, and this is going to be, I'm on the laptop, so it's going to be a little slower than norm, so just bear with me. But we always start with, come on. There we go. We always start with Jay's Tiki Talk. And tonight, we didn't have time to make a full-on cocktail, but we had the old standby Sailor Jerry, so Hayley was nice enough to go out and give me some Sailor Jerry. And last night, I was at the Polynesian Resort at Disney World, and I had to stop back there today to buy some more tiki crap. So I got a Dole Whip, and the Dole Whip comes in this awesome little tiki sippy cup.
Oh, that's awesome. I like it.
So
cool.
I turned my Dole Whip sippy cup into my rum sippy cup.
And I'm drinking boring water tonight because I'm still on pain meds that don't mix well with rum and other alcohol. So.
And what pain meds are we on tonight?
I'm actually on oxycodone. I have lowered my dose, though, but I'm still on it. And I'm on Valium every 8 hours, too, for some muscle spasms. But I'm doing okay. So.
All right. Well, I toast your oxycodone.
Okay. That sounds good. And my water.
Yeah. You'll be back someday. Don't you worry.
Right. I will, definitely.
All right, so after we talk about the rum and the cocktail mug I am using tonight, it is time. Oh, we got to turn that sucker up a little bit now. Try that again. It's time for Nay's breast cancer update and fact of the week. Dun, da, da, da.
Okay, so I do have some.
How you feeling?
I am feeling better. It's been 2.5 weeks out from my surgery. I'm still in pain. My right arm is giving me problems. I'm in physical therapy, but because they took the cancerous lymph nodes out, I have a lot of weakness and nerve damage in that arm. So we're going through physical therapy. I'm on a drug called Neurontin, which is supposed to help. So we're getting through that. Still have some pain, so I'm still on my pain medicine, which they still want me to take. So, but I have some good news. I had a bone scan this week because once it gets in your lymph nodes, it can spread to other parts of your body, including your bones. So I had my bone scan this week, and my bone scan came out completely clear of cancer. There is no cancer in my bones. So that was exciting. And tomorrow I have a full body CT scan, and they're looking for any cancer that might have spread to any organs. So hopefully that's going to be clear too. I'm really positive that I'm feeling positive about it. So that's a good sign. So if that's clear too, then I just have to focus on the cancer that's still lingering, from like the micro-invasive cancer cells. On August 4th, I'll find out what they're doing as far as they have to do another test, and then I'll find out if I'm getting like intravenous chemo or just a pill, which the pill is going to be a lot better. But so we're working with it. I'm doing good. I'm still fighting. My friend Jennifer, who usually watches our show, sent me these cute little pink boxing gloves in a care package. So. She's also a breast cancer, she's a survivor. So anyway, I just thought these were cute. And my breast cancer fact of the week is that over 30% of women are diagnosed with breast cancer after it has already spread beyond the localized stage, which was like me. It had already spread to my lymph nodes and become invasive. So that's another reason why I want all of you women out there to go get your mammograms, get checked so that they can catch it early. So. Thank you for listening, and thanks for all the support again from everyone.
Sounds awesome. Good job.
Yes.
Good to hear. Yay!
Good. Yes, we have some good news.
And that's in this time, that's always good to hear good news. All right. It is time for our scores of the week. And boy, do I have a score this week. So I'm going to jump it off here because mine was awesome. I had a TV show, in case you don't know. It's called Thrift Hunters. And I caught a lot of heat from guys who sold fine suits, men's suits, and they would always say, I looked at Jason's listings. He don't know nothing about no men's suits. So I'm like, all right, you really want me to be in your niche? I'll be more than happy to be in your niche. And I started learning suits. I would just sit there with my iPad and learn suits. So this, even though, trust me, it did not sell for $1,000. I hate this eBay glitch, but I did pay $5 for this sports coat, and I sold it for $300 this week. Plus shipping.
Okay, so you took a best offer for $300 then, right?
I don't even think I had it listed at $1,000, so I don't know what is happening.
How did that happen then? That's odd.
Or that, but I turned $5 into $300.
That is awesome. That's great.
And it doesn't look like much, just a 19.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about that, because I'm not familiar with that brand or anything. What about it made it so so worthwhile?
It is from the Hughes Invitational, and it was from the Howard Hughes Golf Invitational, which only happened 2 years. And this is the jacket he gave to his friends when they came to the outing.
Okay, so it was a specific event. Yep. So yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations.
I learned from WorthPoint that the last one sold about 3 years ago for $500.
Wow, so it's definitely a very rare jacket. That's why.
Yeah. And I've had it up for a while. I didn't get any hits, and then somebody wanted to offer me $300, and I was very happy to take it with my $5 purchase. Now,
how long was it listed?
About 4 months.
Okay, that's not bad.
Here's the key to know you have something awesome. I rarely clean my items. I took this to the cleaners because I wanted it pressed real nice. And the guy cleaning it got excited.
Really?
Clean this. I'm like, boy, when the guy cleaning's all excited, you have
definitely
an awesome item.
That's cool.
And when I picked it up, he was like, here you go, sir. He was just so happy to hand it back to me.
That's really cool. That's great. Congratulations. Good job.
Now, not as exciting nor nearly as big, but still, most would probably pass this by. This rather plain-looking Bud Light hat sold for $40.
I would have passed that by.
Yeah, see? Got a little trucker hat action there.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have paid much attention to that hat.
But yeah, $40, and I think I paid $210 for it.
So what made you list that for $40? Was it just like I
have balls.
That's it? You're just a hope?
Yeah, because I always do best offer. So, when
yeah, definitely the best offers. But I wouldn't have listed that for $40 if I had that. So
I just hey, I'm hoping for 20. Somebody bought it full price. I'm like,
yeah, that's great. I probably would have listed it for like $29.99 with the best offer, if even that. So good job.
Thank you. We are on to you now.
So I did not sell this for $79.99. This was actually, I asked Jason for his opinion. Now you have to remember, I've had my store on vacation mode because of obviously my cancer and my double mastectomy and all that. So I just put my store back from vacation this past week, and I've just had a few sales. That shirt, I don't see it on the screen right now, Jason.
Sorry. Yeah, my bad. Forgot him on one computer. My bad.
I'm like, wait a minute. Okay. So that shirt I bought, I would say, I've had it up for a while, like probably close to 6 to 8 months. It's been, and I thought it was really cool because it was a 2X, and it was a handprint fashion. I was like, I don't usually find the Hawaiian shirts here in Philly. It's not really my niche either. So I asked Jason this week, I was like, should I take somebody offered me $30 for it. And I asked him, I said, should I take the $30? And he said, yes. So I took the $30, and I was pretty happy with that. For me, that's, considering that I just came off of vacation, I haven't been listing much and all, that was a score for me. So I was happy with that.
And when she says vacation, she means breast cancer.
I don't mean fun vacation. I mean surgery and hospital vacation. Yes.
All right. Here's your other score of the week.
Okay, so I sold these for full price. They did go for $34.99. I actually found these while I was thrifting with Jason up here in Philly. And they were really cool Birkenstocks. They didn't have a lot of wear, but they were really cool. I don't know if you can get like one of the other pictures, maybe the second one, Jason. Can you pull that up?
Yep.
Yeah, so if you see the art, they were all embroidered, and they had like this windmill and this house and this sheep and all kinds of crazy embroidered art on them. And they were like they were a boiled wool, so that's pretty cool too. And
wool, is that what you said?
Boiled wool, that's what they're called. Yeah, anything it's kind of like a fuzzy wool. That's what those, and they were clogs. And I wasn't really expecting to sell them in the middle of summer. Of course, it's always winter somewhere, but it did go somewhere in the US where it was summer. So, but the funny thing is I sold them full price. And then that same day, I think it was that same night, somebody messaged me and said, "Are you going to relist those Birkenstocks? I was going to buy them." And I said, "I'm sorry, but I sold them." And she was like, "Well, I guess, waiting doesn't pay off because I missed them." So
no.
yeah, so
lady, tough shit.
Yep, so she missed out on them. So that was a good sale, though.
All righty, we have our scores of the week. And we always have our duds of the week, too.
Yes.
We got to wait for all to go down. All right, so my dud this week was, where is my dud? Oh, that's not my dud. That's not my dud. I have no duds. All right, let's go with your duds. I don't know where my duds
You don't have any duds?
I will. Hang on. Go with your duds.
Okay. All right, we'll do my duds first. Okay, let's go with mine.
Let's share with yours.
Mine
first.
are related, actually, so mine will go quickly, actually. But
all right, your way.
Okay, so this is the first one. I have seriously had this in my store. I have a couple watchers on it. I've had this in my store since the beginning of my eBay time, and that was before I learned. I talked about it a couple weeks ago. It's before I learned never to buy Avon stuff. Never. Like, don't touch it with a 10-foot pole because it never sells. So I think I'm actually going to redonate all this stuff. So I have that down to $9.95 now. I've done all kinds of pricing changes. I've tried, and I think I'm just going to give up on it. So then I have a second dud that's related to this dud.
Okay, so there's that dud, and then.
Yeah. And then there's another Avon item that you can see I've lowered that price to $14.99, and that's been up for eternity too. And I just don't think it's ever going to sell. I thought they were cool because they were full. They were from the 70s. But that was before I learned that Avon it just doesn't go. So
I think like most people who buy Avon, they think, ooh, Avon, because everybody remembers it from when they were a kid. Their mom.
Exactly, and you would think some of those bottles would actually sell, but nope.
Yep. All right, I don't have any duds.
You don't have any duds. Okay, then.
I'm looking. I don't have any duds this week, so.
All right.
We're going to cruise past my duds because
that's a good thing. That's positive.
Yeah. Well, hey, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we've done our scores. We've done our. We've done our duds, and now it's time for.
Oh, yes.
Close Encounters of the Thrifty Kind. And mine's going to be somewhat actually scary tonight once I tell you my story. So we had just moved to Vegas, and I made Stacy, my wife, go with me to a Savers. And as we were walking in, these two bums were fighting over the sidewalk. Now, we were in a plaza with one store, Savers, and the rest of the stores were closed up. And it was a long plaza. Plenty of sidewalk space for 1,000 bums, and these two bums were fighting over one spot. It's my spot. No, it's my spot. And I kind of watched them for a while just in case something crazy jumped off. And I watched. And the second we walked in the store, somebody screamed. I turned back out, and the one bum had stabbed the other bum. And
That's horrible.
So I'm like, call 911. And so I'm trying to hold the crazy stabby bum down, the one who got stabbed. And he is too busy sniffing paint to pay attention. He's just been stabbed.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
So the other one runs away. The cops show up. The paramedics show up. The paramedics get him on the gurney, and they're trying to stop the bleeding, and he's still sniffing paint.
That's crazy.
And the other ran away, changed his clothes. The cops found him, brought him back, and separated Stace and I and asked us both if it was the same guy. And we both said separately, yes, but he changed his clothes. So that was my Close Encounters of the Thrifty Kind.
Yes, and I remember you telling me that story, and that you and Stacy were like, interrogated about it and all. That's crazy. That's just crazy. But that was not that must have been not a very visually fun thing to watch, because I know I get squeamish at the sight of blood, and that must have been tough.
I used to too, and there was a lot, but I was stayed out there for 10 more seconds, I would have maybe been able to stop the situation or been stabbed myself. I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably better that you weren't there when it actually happened.
She's like, you want me to go thrifting with you? I go, yeah, it's not, people don't always get stabbed, just sometimes.
Oh, I've never heard of that happening, but yes, that's probably hopefully that'll be the first and the last time.
Yeah, so far I have not seen it since. So. All right.
Well, that's very good. Well, mine is not. I have not been thrifting for a while because I'm still not allowed to drive, and for obvious reasons, I can't go out and thrift because I'm still recovering for surgery. So this happened a while ago, like pre-surgery and everything. Well, as everyone who's listened to me on the show knows, my Goodwill is not readily stocked with shopping carts. There's maybe 2 in the store at the most, and they're like a Target cart and like a grocery store cart. They're not Goodwill carts. So people battle over the carts, and this one, and I usually carry like a big shoulder bag. I had given that tip one time so that I can just stash my items in there because they don't even have like the handheld carts usually. So anyway, I had like a big bunch of stuff in my hand, and I actually had a really nice lady who was like, "Hey, you know what? You're carrying all that stuff. I feel bad. Do you want to share my cart with me? That would be fine. You can put your stuff in there and we can share a cart." So that was just a really nice thing that happened. People aren't usually that generous. I did decline because I was ready to check out, and it would have been kind of awkward, like trying to figure out like if she was shopping in one section, and it just would have been, but it was a nice gesture. So that's my.
I got this straight. Your story is about some nice lady who was like, share my cart, and mine was crazy bum sniffing.
Yeah, so I had a nice story. Yeah, that was
There
she
we
was
go.
really
Yeah, we had some very different stories today.
Yes. Yes.
All right, next thing we go after our crazy stories. Oops, let me get actually on the screen now.
Mm-hmm.
Our thrifty tip of the week. And lately, I don't seem to have one until the day of. I went thrifting today, and I took a class out, and actually have one of the students here watching. But I was in the suit section, and I was having a conversation with another person who took the class. His name is John, and John said, "Do you have you ever bought anything specifically tailored for somebody?" And usually when things are tailored for somebody, you're looking for, famous people. And I said, yeah, I actually found a sports coat tailored for Gilbert Arenas. He was a basketball player. It's got a little damage. I need to fix it. And he said, I just found a shirt tailored specifically for Shaquille O'Neal. We're in Orlando. Shaq used to play for the Magic. So we just had that conversation. And 2 seconds later, I was in the sport coat section. And I always like to look for dorky 1970s sports coats because hipsters love to wear them.
Yep.
So I find this dorky kind of plaid sports coat. Not all that exciting. And I open it up, and it says custom styled for, and whoever it was styled for, they cut the name out.
Oh, no.
I'm like, what a pisser. That was obviously somebody.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah.
And here's my tip. So I put it back on the shelf, and then I walked away, and I thought, wait a minute. Most sports coats have different tags inside the pocket. I wonder if I can still figure out whose jacket this is. And what do you know? The tag in the pocket still says his name.
Oh, so.
And it's the dry clean tag. So the dry cleaners thwarted the person who tried it. This was Allen Ginsberg's sports coat. Allen Ginsberg was a poet in the 60s. He was a big-time beat poet. Wow. And if anybody knows Allen Ginsberg, this was his jacket. And so I'm going to try my damnedest in Google to find him wearing this coat.
Okay, good luck. You might. You never know.
For $4, I found a famous person sport coat today.
That is awesome. Now, does it have any flaws other than the tag being ripped?
No, everything else is great. It's fine.
Okay.
So I'm going to do a little research, see if I can find that picture, and then that'll be my sweet score of the day. Because usually when I take classes out, I don't buy much. I only bought 3 total things. I bought a Hard Rock Cafe Marrakesh shirt. There is no Hard Rock Cafe in Marrakesh, but I like to buy fake shirts so I can teach people what not to buy.
Right, right. So that's cool. So you just found that one today.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And your tip, I have a visual, right?
Yes, you do.
Is it the shoot?
It's a tie.
Oh, it is a tie. Okay, cool. Sorry.
Yep.
All right. So here is the visual for Nadine's tip.
Don't see it yet. Okay, there we go. So I sold this tie for full price, $34. I had seen a couple others on there on eBay that had been sold for like $15, $10, same exact tie. Not many, but there were a couple, and they were sold really low. Now, I have a couple tips about ties. First of all, when you're looking at ties, I know Jason had showed his his cool stadium tie that on the back, it was all ripped apart. So you do have to definitely check the backs, check them over, check them thoroughly for stains, because a lot of people get food stains and whatnot on them. So definitely check that. Now this one was actually brand new. If you go to like, if I don't know, can you flip to picture 4 and then flip back to the first picture, Jason? Okay, so you can see the $49.50 price was still on there. And then can you go back to the first picture again?
Yep.
Okay, so I knew that I knew I could get more than the others had sold for right off the bat. I decided to put it up for higher. So my other tip with ties is look for cool, like it doesn't necessarily have to do with brand. You can have like a Giorgio or Armani tie that has a lousy print on it, and it's not going to sell because it's ugly and it doesn't have a good print. Well, not that ugly doesn't sell, but you know what I'm saying. It's usually like stuff like this. This is old cars, and I put like auto show, auto collector, those kind of keywords. Things like this are great with ties, like specific niches, pictures like that. That's what you're looking for with ties. That's and also like characters and stuff. That's what you're looking for. My other tip is when you take your pictures, I cut the background out, but the way I take my pictures, I roll the tie a little bit like that, and I kind of take it from an angle, and it gives it a little dimension. I know Jason had spoken about doing that with clothing. So I also think that my picture helps sell it for that price. So all of those things together, they're all tips about ties, and that's why I got the $34 for it and not the 10 or 15 that the other people had gotten.
Cool. Well done. And it looks very nice pictures, as always.
Thank
you. As always, you do so good. All right. Now it is time for our... Oops. I wasn't on the screen. Damn it. Time for You Got to Be Shipping Me, our shipping tips. And this week, my tip is don't do what I did. All right. So I knew something weighed fine, but I forgot to pay attention to the actual length. So here is the item I sold. It was something I got at the Riviera closing sale. And it was this Best of Belgium. It's this beer banner that hung in a bar and a Stella Artois tap handle. So it only weighed a couple pounds and ended up going to Germany. But that banner with the rod through the middle is 30 inches long.
Okay. So
yeah, so here is the picture of how big it is. Let me switch over to screen shares.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, like perspective. And that.
Hang on, you'll tell in about 2 seconds here.
Okay.
And guess what? I lost out because of there we go.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, if you see where the brown tape is, that's where I had to cut another tube to make this tube even longer. And that cost me quite a bit more money because not of weight, but because of dimensions.
Yeah. So you have to,
when you're shipping your items, and you know your dimensions, not just your weight. Yeah, by the time I got that done, I lost money on shipping.
Okay. Yep. You have to pay attention to dimensions too. Good point.
Yep. All right. There we go. You are up.
Okay. So I have a little visual with mine, a little demo. I sold a puzzle this week. I sold it for $14.99 with free shipping. That was not a great sale, but I failed to take into account the fact that it was not going to fit into a flat rate padded envelope. And it went to Arizona and I'm in Philadelphia. So to send it in a box, it was going to be almost $9. And I sold it, like I said, $14.99 free shipping. So I would have really lost. So here's this works with clothing too. I'll get to that in a second. So here's a puzzle that I have that's in similar size to the one I sold. So you can see, like, there's just no way, dimension-wise, it's too wide for the padded flat rate. There's no way it's getting in there. You can get a lot of stuff in there, but if it's too wide for it, it's not going in. So what I use a lot as a backup to the padded flat rates, and this only works if your item is just at a pound or under a pound, and it can't go first class, like it's over 13 ounces. So I have the Tyvek, the regular Tyvek envelopes that come from that you can get at order online or just get at the post office. It fit perfectly. And what I did, because people don't like smashed puzzles boxes, know, and it was brand new. So what I did was I bubble wrapped it, and then I put some lighter weight cardboard to kind of reinforce it so that it didn't get crushed. And it was just at £1. So I paid only just a little more than I would have for the padded flat rate. So I saved myself a ton in shipping. Now this also works with I know, like Jason was talking, you were just talking about getting those big jeans in the padded flat rate, and you can get a lot in those padded flat rate. But there are occasions when something is over 13 ounces, but it's like right at the pound mark or under, and you can't get it into the flat rate. And the Tyveks also come in really handy in that situation, because if they're at the pound mark, it's usually just a little bit more than the flat rate envelope. So that's my tip.
Cool. And I saw the chat. I want to address two things. Sabrina asked if the shirts in the picture behind me, so not these shirts, which these are listed too, the actual picture I just showed, yes, those are all my Hawaiian shirts that are for sale on eBay. So Sabrina, if you'd like to buy a Hawaiian shirt, come on over. And Sabrina, I know I still owe you help on those albums. I'm so sorry. I will help you this weekend. I so promise. My bad. So that's just a little something between Sabrina and I.
Okay.
Right. And our last segment before we bring our guests on, as always, is our 2-minute topic of the week. And our 2-minute topic this week is from Bridget Williams. And she wants to know, do you skip some items because you just don't like them? All right, let's bring Nadine up. I will get the timer. And since I'm on the road, I don't have my fancy holder. So
okay.
Hold it. And on your mark, get set, go.
Okay, I'm ready. So my thing, let's see, do I skip items? Yes, I do sometimes, and I will be honest and confess that my biggest hurdle has always been men's clothing. I love selling women's clothing. I love women's shoes, but unfortunately, men's clothing just kind of is boring to me. It's never been exciting, but I've been getting better at it. So I do now go into the men's section. Like I just showed you that Hawaiian shirt that I sold. I have to venture into jeans a little more, but I do skip like men's clothing. Sometimes I've skipped not like really items like houseware items. If I don't like them, I don't care. Like, you know, somebody's going to like them, then I'll buy them. But I would say my biggest hurdle has been the men's clothing section. But I'm getting better, and I'm trying not to skip. I'm trying to go through that section and not skip it just because I find men's clothing boring. There you go. I'm done. Okay.
You got off your 55-second mark.
I know. I'm at it wasn't like the art last week though. That was way.
No. All right. This should be, anybody who knows me, this should be an easy, pretty much answer. Yes, I skipped 1 second. One section, children's clothing. Done.
Oh, come on. You have to elaborate more than that.
Okay, 2 things I skip. Children's clothing and women's shoes. And here's why. I don't have kids and I don't like kids. So I don't know crap about kids' clothing. And my wife isn't really a girly girl, so she doesn't have a closet full of Jimmy Choos or high heels or anything. She wears like Docs and Converse All-Stars. So if I see those kind of things, I'll buy them. But other than that, I pretty much work through every single section in the thrift store. We did it today. A little bit of a crazy thrift store. It wasn't well organized, but we got through it and we found some goodies. But yeah, those are the real only sections I really skip by. And I don't spend like a ton of time in bedding, but I do go through and I look for like old handmade quilts and stuff like that. So I will peek my head in every section looking for a few things. Some sections, obviously, men's clothing, CDs, records, I go through a lot deeper. But for the most part, I don't skip much of anything but women's shoes and kids' clothes.
So those are 2 categories that I sell in. So my challenge is to get you to start selling them.
Yeah, keep trying. I'm not.
Oh, I will. Next time we thrift together,
I am not buying kids' clothes.
You might if you find something really good. You'll see. Women's. I think I will bet more on women's shoes that you'll buy.
Those in the kids section, kids. That's the problem.
Well, okay. We'll start with women's shoes first. You're buying a pair of women's shoes next time we thrift together.
And since I talked about my class today, here's my class today. So this is a class we had in Orlando. We had 11 of us, and we went and took over this Goodwill in Orlando, and we all found some goodies. Like I said, it was a little haphazard. It is not the wide open spaces of Las Vegas. It is not a clean and organized Savers, but we all found some goodies. And
it wasn't Savers, was it?
No, they don't have Savers.
No, they don't have Savers in Florida. It was Goodwill, right?
That's the bummer.
That's what you're saying. It wasn't Savers. Yep. Yeah, I get it.
And then before we bring our guest on, I want to always mention our other show that we do every week, and it's our J and Nays Thrift Hauls.
Yes.
And last week we had our first guest, and we've already done one with me, which I'll release Saturday. And we're looking for a guest for next week. So if you want to be a guest, come on over to our fan page on Facebook as Thrifty Business with J and A. Drop us a note and say, I want to be your guest next week on your haul video. So we need a new person. Yeah, that was fun last week. And I'll do one too once I get back to thrifting, but we need our guest hauls. So. All right, so now it is time. What everyone's been waiting for. Oops. So much easier on a bigger computer. It is time for our guest, Hayley and Tom Hamblin, and let me talk about them. So let me pop Nadine on for a second. All right, pop up here, you too. Yes, we're looking forward to them. The cool thing about Hayley and Tom is that they have 6 kids, and I think they both have full-time jobs too. Am I correct? Right. There we go. Okay, so that's amazing. So I'm in a similar situation, so I'm really excited about the whole kid angle and the jobs and everything. So that's I have some questions for you guys. So I'm very excited to have you on. I will give the history in a second, but yes, this is the Brady Bunch right here. You want to stand behind? Yeah, there are 2 of the 6 kids here right now, and it is a true family operation. But let's back up, because I know why people tune in tonight. They tune in to see our prom pictures. Okay, here's how I met Hayley. I was, and this is not me bragging, just explaining the story. I was always in the grades ahead of me in math and science and stuff. And so by the time I got to my senior year, I was taking calculus first period. Problem was, I like to stay out late, and I worked at my grandparents' pizza restaurant. So calculus first period absolutely sucked. Calculus at 7:45 to 5 a.m., horrible. So I dropped calc after 2 weeks, and I became the office helper. I was the office helper. And so my job was to give tardies to the kids who couldn't get to school on time. And they let me do the morning announcements for 3 days, and that's when Good Morning Vietnam had just come out. So here's how I did the announcement. Good morning, Charlotte High School. Oh, my goodness. You're not doing that anymore. You're done. So Hayley was new to the school, and Hayley showed up late every single day. And I think a couple days in, I go, can't you ever get to school on time? No. But she was cute, and I didn't have a girlfriend, so kind of liked her. So what I did was I threw away her tardies every day. So she never got in trouble. Every day I just throw them in the trash. I had to write one, so she would take it down to her first period. But then the ones that were supposed to go be recorded just went to the trash. Oh, that's a love story. Yeah. I mean, I did it for a lot of friends, but, she was cute. And so we ended up dating, and we were boyfriend, girlfriend all through my senior year. And now then we'll get to the business part, but I will definitely show you our prom photos. So is everybody prepared? Oh, I can't wait to see these. Prepared to see Jason sans beard, but with crazy hair? Here, we'll start with that. Yes, definitely. All right, here we go. Hold on to your hats, people. Oh, I can do that face. There you go. Oh my goodness. Look at all that hair and that little bit. My goodness, I love it. Oh, that's hilarious. All right, so there's one. Hayley looks beautiful. You're interesting looking there. That's definitely a difference. Interesting looking. That's the best you can say. All right, here's another one. It's just funny because your hair is like all spiky and 80s. With pink accents. Oh my goodness. That's funny. That's my grandma's house. Yep, so there's our full length one. And here is the whole putting on of the corsage. Yes, I used to have tons of hair and a Joker smile and no face. Oh my goodness, you look so different with all, and it's the spiky thing is what it's like all 80s and that's cool. Very cool. Very cool pictures. And then here's the official photograph from the actual prom. So let me show that one, and that'll be our last one. And then we'll get down to actual business here. Enough of these shenanigans of Jason. Oh, no, I love these pictures. Looking like an 80s reject. So there we go. So there was our official prom backdrop. That's great. Yeah. That's great. Yeah, I thought I was so smoking hot and white with pink. That was all my idea.
You just wanted my dress.
Well, you're both very 80s, but I have to say that Jason with hair and the spiking, very different, very, very surprisingly different. Hayley, you look beautiful. So.
Well, thank you. A long time ago.
Yeah, that was all right. So let's get to the history here, and then we'll ask some questions. So that was 26 years ago. That prom was 26 years ago. Yeah. Okay. Oh wow. Yes, we are old now. Yeah, very much so. And a couple of years back, it's been, I don't know, 2-3 years now.
Yeah, it started about 3 years.
Yeah. So Hayley, Tom has a normal job. Hayley has a house cleaning business, and I don't know why I started bugging her. I'm like, you should sell on eBay because I think you could do well.
Well, because I was complaining about being hot and sweaty every day.
Yes, yes. She lives in, if you don't realize, we're in Tampa, St. Pete area, and it is very muggy here. It is not like Vegas heat. It is. Somebody sell something?
I just sold something. Yeah. Oh, no way. No way. No way. Nobody's going to believe what I just sold. Okay. I just sold my vintage 70s Christmas candle Avon.
An Avon thing?
I sold my Avon item that I just said was a dud. Yes. So I wonder if did somebody from the show sell it? Maybe. I mean, I'd buy it rather. That's so funny. I can't believe I just sold my dud. Yes, I sold one of my Avon duds.
Congratulations. And
Thank you. I'm thrilled.
I want to answer a question in the chat. Yes, my wife has seen me without a beard. I didn't always have a beard when we were married, but this has not come off for about 8 or 9 years now. So anyway, I started bugging Hayley. I said, you should sell on eBay. It's pretty easy. I can teach you. And she started, and then she had a problem customer, and she got all grumpy and mad.
I wanted to blow up eBay.
Yes. She wanted to. I'm done. Jason, I'm done.
No, screaming. Really loud.
And I said, chill out. Let's talk about it. And she explained what had happened. I'm like, all right. Did you call eBay? Yes, I called eBay. And I go, when you called eBay, did you sound like that? And she said, yes, I did. And I'm like, well, that's why you didn't get help. So let's work through this. Now, that was 3 years ago. And now it's a whole different world over here now. So she got over that hump. And Tom was like, what? And we were talking about this earlier. You were like.
I didn't see it happening.
Yeah.
He didn't think I had the patience at all.
Well, yeah, and didn't see the bigger picture. And the trick to tricking a spouse is once they find that one amazing item cheaply and it sells for big money, then they understand the value of it. So I'm happy to say that these two have come so far that they're an awesome husband-wife team. And that's why I wanted to have them on tonight, because they went from her being all grumpy and stupid and him being like, I don't think about this. And
didn't want to do it.
It is so amazingly opposite now. She has cut down on having house cleaning clients and sells mostly here.
Yeah.
Tom does most of the thrifting.
I do most of the thrifting during my lunchtime at work. So it's a nice break for me to get out of the office.
And he brings some great stuff. And this is their stuff for sale back here. Mm-hmm. And I will come to our Thrifty business page. I will share their ID later. If you see something you like, buy something from them.
Please. Yeah. Hayley and Tom's mother.
Quick plug.
So this is obviously your eBay room. So that's how do you sell? I guess you sell a lot of clothing, obviously. What else? What other kind of items do you sell then?
Do you have anything else besides?
We do mugs. We try to do puzzles. We tried to do mugs.
Scrubs.
Scrubs. We do a lot of scrubs too.
Really? That's
anything.
Okay.
Because we're close to Orlando.
Okay. Yeah. That's a big advantage. Yeah. So that's cool.
I forgot to bring up your scores. We didn't bring the screenshots, but ask them a question. I'm gonna bring up their store real quick. How long ago was that? You're crazy. That was close, right?
Yeah. That wasn't too long
All right.
ago.
So hang on.
I have another shirt just like it too.
All right, Nadine, you're up.
Okay. So your kids are older now, right?
They range from 23, 23, 21,
okay.
20, and 17 and 17.
Okay. Do they help you? Do they help you out at all with your eBay business?
Girls help us out all the time. They go with us on the weekends, and they will not show their face right now. But they are really kind of like, you know how when you go off and branch out into a thrift store, and you go one, your friend goes the other. The girls will hit all the spots that Tom and I don't hit. And
that's great. So they help you thrift too.
Absolutely know what is Hawaiian and what is not. They have been taught by the best, and so they know what Hawaiian is and what isn't, and they just have a good eye for stuff. They can. Well, it's not hard to miss the Hawaiian pattern.
Well, that is wonderful that they help you. Now, how long have you been selling? How many years has it been?
I mean, what is it?
How long
Hayley
have we been selling?
Tom's closet.
A-N-D. That's all I wasn't sure.
Yeah, it's
G-O-M-S.
yeah, Hayley and Tom's Closet, all words all together.
Okay, got it now. All right, sorry.
I'm sorry.
I forgot I wasn't prepared for that.
And if my pictures are horrible, just let me know nicely and I will fix them.
No. All right. So I'll come back here. Sorry. Now we're back on track, but I did see a couple things going by, and my mom said, "Way to go, Tom." And
Hi, Maggie.
Darla just asked, "How do you handle searching with the kids?" But as you heard now, the kids are all.
Yeah. Well, that was my question. I was wondering how long you've both been selling. So did you sell when they were younger is my question. I have little kids. I have 3 small children. So that's.
All right, so here's the twin.
Aw. Hi.
That's Gabby. And it's hard to see when you're on camera.
Okay. Yes, I see they're identical.
Actually flipped.
And they like to shop too. I mean, they like to do some of this
Beautiful girls.
so they can find
Why don't
things.
you tell them what you find, Gabby? Great.
We find like a lot of the Tommy Bahamas and
Oh, okay.
hobbies and Paradise Town. Yeah.
And stuff for yourself?
And running clothes. Yeah, we find all the running.
Yeah, they're runners, and so Haley was telling me they find all their running.
Okay. So that's cool.
Great to see. There's a whole family doing it. I mean, that's just.
Yeah, that is great.
And somebody asked, how do you handle thrifting with the kids, and how do you handle the division of labor? Well, when
That's how you handle it.
yeah, when they're here, they all go out
You
together.
take dresses,
That's
you
great.
I'll take the bedding.
Yeah,
See
we
ya.
kind of split up and do it all together.
Right.
That is great. Yeah, that's fantastic. So, so were you selling when they were younger? That's what I'm wondering if.
We just started 3 years ago.
Okay. So they're
They were
helping.
3 years younger.
Yeah, but I have a 2-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 7-year-old. So they're not ready to help me yet. But I look forward to the day when they actually help me. That'll be fun. So that's great that they help and they're interested in it. That's great.
And even though we're talking about the family,
Aw.
Thriftopia is asking to see the pugs tonight. Well, I'm not home, so I'm in Haley's house.
Chihuahua.
So here's what you get tonight. This is
You get a
Dexter.
Chihuahua. Say hi, Dex. He's like, no.
He's my buddy now, right? Hi, Dex. Hi, buddy. Kisses. Yeah, so no pugs tonight, but we have Dexter. All right, so let's show their score, because their score is a huge mistake in their favor. And that's why it's going to be the coolest score we've ever shown.
And I have a visual aid.
Okay.
Is it this one?
Yes. You found
Okay.
it.
All right, so this, see, I hate that glitch.
What glitch?
You didn't sell for that.
No.
That's how much I was asking. before
I know,
put it on sale.
hang on. All right, so Haley's going to tell you what she did here to make a lot of money that she shouldn't have.
So I usually list my stuff at auction for 2 weeks at a time before I put it at a buy it now. This is something I've always done. Jason knows it, whatever. So I put this shirt up for $21.99 at auction. Didn't have any hits for the 2 weeks. So when I hit it as a buy it now.
So hang on. So at $22, no one bought it.
No one bought it. I went ahead and I listed it as buy it now. And I don't know, sometimes if you go in the columns of when you're relisting things, you can get, sometimes add an extra number when you don't mean to. And I happened to add the 4 in it, gonna change it to 24, believe it or not. And I didn't take the 1 out. So it ended up going up for $214.99. And then I decided to run a sale. So then when I ran the sale, do you have what it shows?
Yeah, so I can go back to here. Yep. Oops. Hang on.
And now Tom and I had no idea this was even going on, that my mistake was this crazy. So where was I? I was away. And all of a sudden I get a ching on my phone. Next minute I'm calling my husband he's calling me saying, do you know that something just sold for $161? What was it? And what happened? So there it is. Somebody bought it for, 25% off. I guess he thought he was getting a deal.
So yeah, so somebody could have had it for 22 and somebody else bought it for 161 only because you mispriced it. So here is the tip, kiddies. Misprice some shit. You never know when somebody's gonna be like, I need that right now. $161 sold. Holy cow.
And I have the shirt. I have another one in an extra large.
Oh, wait, hang on. I'll stop this so we can see it. We have another one here. So how much is that listed for? 400?
I listed this one for 149 this time. It's the same thing, just a size larger.
So, happy accidents do happen. And that is proof right there. But I did see some other things here. Oh, see, I like that NAS right there. Good pictures here. Let me. I'm gonna screen share me just kind of scrolling through their stuff here because they got some nice sales and some good pictures. So this Nat Nast with the Corvette on it sold for $90. This
Wow.
Disney sold for $80. Ooh.
Oh, we have Lisa Frank there, I see.
Craziness.
Uh-huh.
And all right, so here's a Robert Graham that sold for $50. And
Nice.
I was talking to Tom earlier, and I'm gonna put Tom on the spot now. So what changed your mind from this is stupid to hey, I like this?
Yeah, it was my first Robert Graham I found, and I just found it in a Goodwill, and she ended up selling it for like $70-$80.
And what'd you pay for it?
I paid $4.99.
That's my man. Give me some, brother. All right, that's what I'm talking about right there.
Yeah.
I was hooked ever since.
Yep, that'll do it.
That is how you get a spouse hooked. You get them to find something to sell for a lot of money, and boom, you're like, oh. Now, Tom is a rare exception, I think. Some spouses, once they see it, they'll appreciate what their spouse does.
Right.
But Tom actually, weekly participates, and the kids help. And
Yeah, that's cool. I still can't get my husband into thrifting, but
yeah.
no.
That's why I keep telling her, I go, man, if you find something that's expensive.
Yeah, I'm trying, but it hasn't happened yet.
When I tricked Stacy the first time, I would go only CD shopping, and she'd always get like bored.
And trust me, I've been CD shopping with him.
Yes.
Now Stacy finds the great stuff.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I gave her a list of like 120 CDs that are out of print, but I alphabetized them by section, so rap, R&B, rock. I said, hey, go see if you can find these. And if she found one $100 CD per about 3 stores, and we paid like $8 or $9 for it, that was like driving her to the next store. She's like, it's like a treasure hunt.
Sure.
It's like when you trick kids into doing shit. I'm like, here you go.
Right.
Go find this. And when she did, she totally got it. She was like, oh, yes, I absolutely understand. And it really helps. And this is awesome. These two are awesome right here because they do it together. They're making good money, and they enjoy it. Like I always hear, like when she sold that shirt, she texted me, and I was busy doing something.
Yeah,
and then when I
said 16 or something.
Well, I thought she mistyped, and then I'm like, when I finally got back to her, she's like, why'd you call me sooner? I'm like, well, I was busy. Plus, I thought you mistyped.
Right. You thought I meant like 61 or something.
Yes. So, so it's fun to see others' successes, especially when you've had a hand in, kind of setting them down that path.
That's great.
And I got over the hump of, this sucks, I'm out.
Yeah, it was close.
It was so close.
Wow. Well, it looks like that's. I'm glad that's. You're way over that now.
But yeah, your pictures look great, and you're finding good stuff. And I got that in my closet.
Isn't that awesome?
And that's the key. I had a class today, and I always go through my iPad and show my most recent solds, kind of go over how to sell things, how they should look. And a couple people, including the students in here, is like, I got to retake some pictures because they were seeing how nice and tidy my first opening picture is. And I saw a few other people's opening pictures. I'm like, yeah, you need to work on that. Like they would take a picture of a T-shirt, they'd stand like 20 feet from it. I'm like, no, that look good. And Hayley and Tom's pictures do quite well. So do you split up the work, or do you just shop and she does all the rest?
During the week, it's him that he does all the shopping during his lunch. I know, please don't hurt me. I don't shop during lunch.
I won't hurt you.
On Saturdays, we usually get up early
and
we do it together, or with the girls if they're with us, if they're not busy, they're teenagers, 17. So
she does all the eBay stuff and I do the shipping.
Yeah.
Okay.
I take care of the business end. If there's difficult customers, I step away and he takes over now.
Oh, that's good.
Smart. When she was like, eBay. And I said, did you talk to eBay like that? And she said, yeah. I go, that's one of the reasons we're not married. Because you were like that.
There are so many more.
Oh yeah, but that back then too. It was like.
So who does most of the listing then?
What'd you say, Nay?
Who does most of the listing?
I do the listing.
You do the listing. Okay. I
do the pictures. Actually, we have a system. He comes home, he hangs everything, he steams everything.
Wow.
Then I take the pictures. And I come in and I do all the measurements first, and then I sit down and I list everything.
That's great.
So people are asking for your store name, so I want to do the screen share just so they can see it. because Hayley could be spelled 1,000 different ways.
Oh yes.
So hang on a second. I see people asking. So un momento.
There are 2 Y's in Hayley, people.
There we go.
There you go.
Hayley and Tom's Closet.
That's it.
And look at all those feedbacks.
Yeah.
And we all know when we sell, you don't get definitely near as many as you sell.
That's right.
But that's 100% positive. That is damn impressive.
Yeah, that's great.
Well done.
Thank you, sir.
Well done. And my mom and dad do the same thing. Mom and dad shop together. Dad does all the pictures. Mom does all the listings, and dad does all the shipping. They're a good 1-2 punch. But when mom has to leave, dad's like, "What do I do?" All pumped, different stuff.
That's the way I am.
I hear my mom trying to teach him over the phone. So if you do get your spouse involved, hopefully they can learn every aspect. So if you are away or
No,
you
and
break
Yeah.
a leg or something,
when I was in Chardon with you guys, he was here doing my shipping for me. I mean, you have to
That's
put
awesome. Yeah.
you can ship, so it is extremely helpful.
yeah.
Yeah, that's why, like, when I was just in the hospital and with my surgery and everything, I had to put my store on vacation because there's no way my husband, I mean,
Right.
he might have tried to help, but there's no way he would have been able to do it. So
We just went on a vacation, and the girls were at camp at the same time, and we had to go on vacation because the girls weren't even here to help print or anything. So yeah, we had to use vacation recently, but it all worked out.
yeah, so it's a good option when you need it, but it's nice when you have others that can pitch in and help. So
Mom says she never touches steaming.
I know. Hey, Robin, if you're still in the chat room, Robin is our official answerer tonight.
Yes.
Janelle is having a hard time finding the store. So if you saw it and can pop it in there, you can't pop the link. Oh, you did do it above.
Yeah,
Okay.
she did.
Okay, thanks, Robin. All right. Back to normal. Thanks, Robin. You got any questions for them, Nay? Any other questions?
so what did you, when you first started selling, what was the first, what did you go for first? Was it clothing?
My insurance.
Tiki mugs.
And tiki mugs.
Oh, really?
Now,
Okay.
people kept on telling us, look, you live in Tampa, you live so close to the water, there's got to be tiki mugs out there. Go find
Okay.
a tiki mug. So honestly, I kind of started doing it just to find him tiki mugs. And my very first sale, well, not my very first, you were probably like my 5th or 10th. He bought one of my tiki mugs to help my score, obviously, but I actually found one he wanted.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That worked
We
out.
don't have a lot of luck, unfortunately, with tiki mugs.
Not lately.
But
Yeah.
Hawaiian apparel, tons of dresses. You guys
Okay.
are cool. You just hit us up.
So that's what I was wondering, if you were still selling what you started out selling. It sounds like,
I mean,
yeah, but you've kind of branched out a lot more.
men's clothing, I'd say, which is funny because you're kind of, again, the opposite. We're a lot into men's clothing. That's why
Okay.
he added his name to my eBay store name, because it was just like something like Hayley's Closet or
Okay.
something. Like,
Yeah, I'm a girly girl. I love women's clothing and shoes. That's my absolute favorite to sell. But I sell a lot of other stuff too. So
Yeah, see, I don't think I ever noticed that you switched it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't normally look at your
right,
listings.
so you didn't know I added
And so,
all.
but yeah, that's cool.
Well, I was like, we were
How sweet.
selling so much
Aw.
male stuff. I was like, it's not coming from my closet.
Well, the bummer is I've had like 4 or 5 names over my career.
Yeah.
And when I wanted to do Tiki Pug straight up, some schmuck had it and has never used
oh no.
no feedback.
Oh, jeez.
And I couldn't. And I still sell a decent amount of music. So I threw the word music on because I also want something easy. You're a little tricky because of your name spelling, but Tiki Pug music was very 3 easy words pushed together.
Right.
I wish I just had Tiki Pug, but some jerk beat me to that one.
We'll find him.
Yes. Even if you stop using that, you can never obtain somebody else's. So oh well, sad for me.
So what about your older kids? I guess they don't live. Do any of them live in the house still, or are they all out of the house?
Yeah. His 2 oldest, his daughter lives in North Carolina. She's
Okay.
Katie, and she's graduating college this December. And his son lives with his mother, and the girls share us with their mother. And my boys live in a condo about 8 miles away.
Okay. So I guess the boys would be the what? Do they ever chip in at all and help?
I've
Or?
never found an interest with that.
They have no problem hearing the things we find.
Okay, so they sometimes come in and steal
Right.
stuff, maybe, right?
And Brennan actually wore one of our Robert Grahams to the wedding, and I put it back on the shelf when we were done.
Well, why not? Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
Nice.
That's great.
All right.
That's great that the girls help out though. That's such an advantage. Yeah. So you both have regular jobs. I also work full time, but I work from home, which helps. Right now, I'm obviously out on disability, but how does that work out with the jobs and juggling it all? Because I know it can be hard to juggle, a full time job with eBay. Have you reduced your hours at all or changed?
I mean, I was cleaning nearly, I would say just about full time. And
Okay.
when I started doing a little bit better on eBay, I mean, cleaning houses is hard work anyway for anybody.
Yes,
who knows.
definitely.
I was tired of being hot and sweaty and nasty every day. And I guess it just kind of got to the point where I was like, if I do something with this eBay and work on pictures and listings and do it right, I might sell some stuff. And that's kind of where we went.
So how many hours are you reduced now from when you first started?
Really, every Thursday and every other Friday, and that's it. And I'm usually
That's great. And you were working every day before that. Like that's fantastic. That's great. And what about you, Tom? When you
full time, but
okay.
I just do it during my lunch break. I do it to get out of the office.
Yeah, I used to do that too. That's so funny because I still do, because even with working at home, I have more flexible hours now, but I have to be available during the conventional work hours, obviously. So I still, I'll take my lunch, and that's when I usually thrift on my lunchtime, and I love it. It's like the perfect. So I've learned how to thrift in an hour, like hit the whole store and thrift quickly. I don't have the luxury of, with the kids and everything and my job, I don't have the luxury of, like Jason with 4 hours in the store, but I do a lot. And especially when I was working in the office, I used to do a lot of my lunch hour. So that's great.
Yep.
I used to
Here's the problem with you, Nadine, and you. Too many children. See, I can go for
the kids do especially mine, because they're little. You guys have older kids, so it's a little easier.
Right. So here's the challenge. If this will ever happen one day, if we happen to end up in the same city, Nadine and Tom have to hit a thrift store and see who comes out with the best stuff.
I like that.
The 1 hour lunch break challenge.
Absolutely. Well, I was saying I want to come to. I have a lot of family in Florida. They're in the Venice and Nokomis area. But I went to college in St. Augustine at Flagler College. So I used to live in Florida. But one of my absolute closest friends from college lives right in St. Pete, where you guys are. So I will definitely be down there to visit her the next time I possibly can. So,
and if Periscope is still the it thing, we'll do it live from Periscope.
That would be cool.
Just walk the store for an hour, watching the two of them battle it to the death.
And I can hit the thrift store in the 1 hour on my lunch. I've learned to just and I find great stuff in an hour. So I think it's an acquired talent, but.
Luckily, one I don't ever acquire.
Yeah, you're lucky. I've never had the luxury of just like thrifting it leisurely. So.
All right, cool. We're at the hour. I mean, that hour just
wow, that was quick.
A good guess, and I want to tell everybody to go below here. You can go pee. Go ahead. Go below here and click subscribe. If you've not subscribed to me, subscribe. You'll know when we have new videos coming up. I'm going to release the next haul video on Saturday. Of course, every Thursday night we have our show. I'm not even on the screen. We have our show, Thrifty Business with Jay and Nay. So subscribe, click the like button. If you don't like what you saw tonight, feel fine to click the down. I don't care. But tell us why.
Yeah, if it's because of me, don't ever, just don't stay away.
It's never because of our guests. People just don't like me.
No, you guys are great.
But come to our fan page, Thrifty Business with Jay and Nay on Facebook. Leave us a note. Like I said, we need a haul victim next week. So who wants to dare share their haul with us? We have not been mean yet. But
no, we were great with Susan, our last guest. So
yeah, our last guest had shit we've never seen, so it was cool.
Yeah, she was great. Yeah, it was awesome.
All right, any last words, Nadine?
I don't think so. I want to thank Hayley and Tom though, because they did great, and I love the having kids, and the jobs and the whole like juggling it, and the fact that your daughters chip in, and it's just great. So that was thank you so much for being on.
Thank you for having us. It was a lot of fun.
And then there's Nadine's cat. Haley has a cat too, but Nadine sits right there and watches the show.
Oh, can you see? Yeah, I usually have at least one. I have 3 cats and a dog, but usually at least one cat's in there. So.
Yeah. So I want to thank Haley and Tom for many things, for being on the show first and foremost, for letting me stay here tonight, for buying me a fan. I want to thank the girls for letting me stay in their room tonight. It's not creepy; they won't be there.
Weird going on.
No. But they are letting me stay in their room. So, and Haley's taking my class tomorrow, so I'm going to get out of just the clothing rut, and we're going to find her some new stuff. And I'll have to pass on to you because you'll be at work, but. We're going to get her into some new stuff. So thank you for everyone who tuned in live, as always. We love all our live listeners. Leave us a note. Leave us a thumbs up. Subscribe. And we'll see you around the interwebs. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.